Welcome to this month's edition of the Hello Woodlands Nonprofit of the Month Highlight. Hi, I'm Randy Lovelace with Paragon Independent Insurance. And through the magic of Zoom, I'm on location with Cindy Miracle with Love Fosters Hope. Now, that's three important words. I know what it means to me: love, fosters, and hope. We're going to let Cindy talk about that, explain the organization and uh, what they do for this community. It's is amazing. So I'm going to turn it over to Cindy. Welcome, Cindy. Thanks for being here. Tell us all about yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. I really appreciate that. So, Love Fosters Hope, the work that we do has been around for 20 years. We started off doing a children's camp for children that are in foster care 20 years ago. And as the years have gone by, we have just grown. We've added additional camps for teenagers. In 2018, we opened our own rescue home, which is a safe, nurturing home for teenagers that have aged out of foster care and that they otherwise would be homeless if we didn't have our home. Then we also have a year round mentoring program. And then we go to residential treatment centers and we serve the teenagers there. Residential treatment centers, they're um, homes, group homes for teenagers that are in trouble. Something has happened that they need more supervision, and there's even concern or worry for them. You know, some of them could have been trafficked, they could have been runaways, they could have been just really struggling in the home. You know, they might have so much anger from the trauma and that they don't know how to manage their anger and stuff. And so they go to residential treatment centers. And so we've been visiting teenagers that are in those places. It was really interesting because kids in foster care a lot of times give up hope. They become very discouraged. Um, the majority of the children really want to return to their biological family. They want to live with their parents, but their parents may be struggling. It could be because of drug problems. They may be arrested. Uh, they're just not safe. And Child Protective Services, I can guarantee you, will not remove a child from a home unless it's a really serious problem. You know, the safety of this child is in danger. And so when they removed from home and placed in these foster homes, you know, that's a huge change for kids. And a lot of times, the longer they remain in foster care and they start to give up the hope that their parents will get their act together or will heal or improve. And then some of them realize, I'm going to live in foster care my whole childhood, and that they'll age out. And so a lot of times they lose hope. And that's why our name is really important. We have learned firsthand 1,000 times that real love does foster hope in kids. And when kids have hope, the future is possible.
Yeah.
Without hope, kids, if you don't have any hope that anything is going to get better, then kids will make really bad decisions. You know, it doesn't matter if I, you know, use drugs. It doesn't matter if I go to school. Nothing matters if you don't have hope. And so restoring hope in these children's lives is crucial. Honestly, it's very, very important. And so through all of our different programs, that's our goal. That's our heart's desire, is to restore their hope. And we do that by truly celebrating each child. I mean, we recognize that every child that is born is precious. I mean, they are a gift from God. And even though a lot of healing needs to occur, they need to hear that message of their value, of their worth, that they are significant. And so that's what all of our programs are, that they're, it's a part of every element of our program, from our summer camps to our mentoring programs, to our rescue home, to everything that we do. We want them to hear that message. And so, for instance, like at our summer camps, We have really low ratios. We have 2-to-1 ratio. So every 2 kids will be assigned one camp counselor. And then everything that they do at camp, it's every person that they meet at camp believes in them, and that they look at them as the precious person that they truly are, even though sometimes their behavior may not be a reflection of what an awesome person they are. But what we see is when you treat children like they're precious, because they are, then they get to be the best of who they are, because there's something very contagious. It's something, I don't know, it could be even considered magical, when people are surrounded with love, how you get to see the best in them. And honestly, it brings out the best in us.
Yeah.
We are a Christian organization, and we want to let all of the kids know, that God honestly has a plan for them. He has a good plan for him and for them, and they're not forgotten. He sees them and he loves them. So that's the basic bottom line of Love Fosters Hope and what we do.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And it sounds like a way to, I guess, through the child seeing high expectations for themselves, then ultimately they can start living and meeting or trying to meet those expectations of a good life.
Yes,
And, uh,
yes. And I think another thing that's really important about our organization is that all of our volunteers go through a lot of training, and we go through a, quite a vetting process. We want to make sure that people don't come in and feel like, well, we're going to fix these kids. That that just isn't the right heart. We want people that are compassionate, are patient, that are loving, and that they see the children, for the truth of who they are. And then with additional training to understand trauma and the behaviors of how children respond when they are really hurting still.
and that's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But there's some, you know, really excellent training that is available to us in 2020. It wasn't here 20 years ago, but there's been so much progress, so much research on understanding the trauma that and how these kids can heal. And so our programs are structured around creating healing environments.
Yeah.
In fact, I know that different times, people think, I'm not sure I would want to be a foster parent. And I think that if anybody is just interested in being a part of helping someone heal, they would be good at it, because
Yeah.
that's what it's about, being a part of helping these kids heal and becoming, who God created them to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is there, what are some of y'all's biggest needs that the organization has? What can Montgomery County, what can the community do to help you?
Well, I would say that things have shifted recently, because of the coronavirus.
Sure.
Prior to us having coronavirus, our focus was on, having our summer camps, recruiting hundreds of volunteers to help with that, raising the funds to put these camps on for the kids. But right now, we've shifted our focus in support of the foster families. Last spring, when all of these foster families, all these foster parents became suddenly the teachers of all of these kids, I just really became very concerned and empathetic, because my kids are grown up and I don't have to homeschool them all of a sudden. But I mean, that's a huge challenge, and these kids are have different struggles with education. And so we shifted and we started recruiting our volunteers to be virtual tutors for the kids. And then we were just checking base with all the foster homes and saying, you know, how are you doing? What are your needs? And some of the foster families, some of them have lost their jobs. And so that's been a financial hardship. So we're trying to help support them in that way. And we've never done that before. We've been partnering with food pantries, scheduling special dates for foster families to come and pick up food supplies. Um, we couldn't have our camp this summer. And so actually, this Saturday is our big camp in the box. We tried so many ways. We tried to have a live camp, but it just wasn't possible. We were searching for that test that we could all take and then go to camp knowing that, there's no way we could spread it, but it's just not possible.
Right.
So this Saturday we're having a curbside pickup. The foster families and the kids are coming to the curbside pickup, and we have a lot of fun activities planned, like from the safety of their car. We're going to have a dunk tank. And so they'll be able from their car be able to throw the ball and dunk one of their favorite staff members, camp staff members, into the dunk tank. We're giving them kolaches and donuts. There's a spin the wheel for prizes. So there's different activities as they come through the line, and then they're going to get their camp box. and
Cool.
and in that box it'll have 3 days worth of crafts for them to do that they would have done at camp. We have games for them. We have this is really fun. It's a quest, an adventure. It's sending the kids on like a scavenger hunt. They have to they're challenged to build things. They are going to even one day they're challenged to do a random act of kindness, and so we have different things like going on, and they'll get their camp t-shirt, and it'll include actually it's including a Kindle, and because we included that so all of them could access our camp videos on YouTube, because we were not confident that everybody has that device. And so
Mhm.
this way they'll be able to look at the videos, and then they'll get to see the person that leads crafts step them through the process of doing their craft. And we'll also have different messages and just fun activities for them to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're doing that this week. So
Well,
that,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're looking forward to the day when maybe you could get back into other events and fundraisers and things like that as well.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
going to take some time.
Our we had moved our spring fundraiser, which is called Night of Hope, to August the 22nd. And just with the current status of where our county is and where our state is, we just very recently made the decision that we needed to now push that back to 2021. So we're not able to have our big fundraiser.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a shame, but I know things are going to go well for you. It's such a beautiful organization. Y'all do such wonderful, so many wonderful things for the community and those kids. I know in whenever I've been to any event with y'all, you could just see the excitement in the kids' eyes, and that they really do appreciate it. And it's something good in their life, and in many cases, they haven't had a lot of good. So y'all are doing a wonderful job. I commend y'all on that. But I want to thank you for being part of this uh, interview here in this little video and letting the community know more of what you're doing. Um, so anything that if people have questions, they'll have your contact information to get in touch with you to see how they can contribute, how they can help, and find out more information, because y'all are doing you're just such a great organization, truly offering a lot of hope for those kids. So thanks for being part of it.
Hey, Randy, could I share one more thing?
Absolutely.
We are going to have our Run for Hope. We have been doing this, I think this is our ninth year, and we have it at Market Street. And we're hoping that we'll be allowed to do Run for Hope. But if we can't, we're still planning on doing it virtually.
There
So
you go.
could
Yeah.
could run in their, they don't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning to get down there at 7. They could get up at 10 and run.
But
They're
they can get up at 6 if they want to.
exactly, definitely. So we're not sure if it's going to be live, but it's definitely going to be virtual, and we hope that we'll be able to have it live also.
Yeah.
And so, like most, nonprofit charities, volunteers and funding, those are our two biggest needs. And so, I really thank you for inviting me to share what we do, and it's exciting the impact it has on the kids' lives.
I know it is. Absolutely, for sure. Well, thanks again, and thank you to everyone that's watching this video. And please contact Love Fosters Hope and Cindy Miracle, and you are doing miracles. So uh, contact them and see what you can do to help out this organization. Thanks so much for tuning in to this month's edition of the Hello Woodlands Nonprofit of the Month Highlight. Take care. Bye bye.